The Chicago Cubs drop a winnable game to the Milwaukee Brewers behind the lackluster offense making its return to Wrigley Field. And of course, the Chicago Cubs may allow Kyle Tucker to return to the lineup today. Unfortunately, you got more of the same. What does Chicago's commitment to King Tuck mean for him and his future in Chicago? We got to talk about it and then some. See, what's up, Chicago Cubs Central family? What's going on, guys? It's your boy Mike Jones back again with another episode of Chicago Cubs Central. Remember, this is your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. I am your host. Thank you guys so much. Hey, if you're tuning in on Apple or on Spotify, go ahead and leave a 5-star review for your boy. And also, if you are viewing us on YouTube, thank you for so much for tuning in. Please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also hit that bell for the notification so that you do not miss a single episode when it drops of Chicago Cubs Central. Remember, this is your number one spot for all things Chicago Cubs. Y'all, listen, let me tell you something. Chicago Cubs played a matinee today, 1:20 start time against the Milwaukee Brewers. It was to end their season series. The Cubs actually did already last night clinch the series win against the Milwaukee Brewers and the season series win against the Milwaukee Brewers for this year also. So those things were done. But you still look at this game and you walk away thinking to yourself, man, the Chicago Cubs really had a chance to win this game also. Shota Imanaga gave you a miraculous 7 innings pitched. I mean, literally was doing all that he could. And I will be the first to tell you guys, Shota also didn't have his best stuff today. Like I said, and still, I think he had a little help from the wind, knocking some of those balls down from Milwaukee. And then, of course, some of the best defense behind him. But at the same time, Shota Imanaga showed in this game that he is a grinder and that he can make sure that he grinds out innings. He lasted 7. He's at one point set down 13 straight in a row before giving up a walk. So Shota Imanaga in this game is your pick to perform player in this game. Even though he took the loss, his record is now at 8-6. Shota Imanaga in this game gave you 7 strong innings of 3 hit, 2 earned run, 2 walk, 5 strikeout baseball. He pitched 98 pitches, 63 of those being strikes. His ERA is 3.03. Shota, I believe, we'll probably see him again probably on Tuesday. So that'll be that. But yeah, man. I mean, as far as this Brewers series goes, the Cubs winning the doubleheader yesterday, and of course winning and of course winning the game before that. I mean, it lifted the spirits of Chicago Cub fans. I mean, Wrigley was back rocking like it was before the All-Star break, and it was just really, really cool to see. Unfortunately, today it went back silent again because offense is what drives this team. It's what drives this fan base, and unfortunately, we just were not able to get much offense. The bases were loaded twice, and the Chicago Cubs only mustered up 1 run off of that. So that lets you know everything you need to know. We were back to the same old stuff. Kyle Tucker was back in the lineup. He was rolling over balls and hitting grounders, and like I said, and getting guys out. I mean, he, like I said, it was at one point. I think he might have hit into 2 double plays in this game alone. So you see all of this and you say to yourself, the Chicago Cubs really had a chance to win this. You have momentum on your side. And you choose not to put Matt Shaw or Owen Casey in the starting lineup today. I'm here to tell Craig Counsell something that may be breaking news for everybody. Matt Shaw doesn't need a rest. Matt Shaw doesn't need a break. I don't care what your analytical numbers say. Your analytical numbers can't beat heart. And to me, that's what Matt Shaw plays with. He plays with heart. He plays with hustle. The type of stuff that you learn in Little League. running out ground balls because you never know, you might actually make it to first base and just give your team another chance to score a run. You just never know. And the fact that you're taking ABs away from him for Willie Castro, there are plenty of other positions you could play Willie Castro at. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. Matt Shaw has one of his best games of the season the night before, and you turn around and sit him today. I don't understand the logic behind that. I don't get it. I really don't. We're gonna talk about the other part of the lineup I don't understand the logic on. But and then you look at someone like Owen Casey that's finding his way with this team and showing you he's clutch with this team. And instead of giving him more ABs, you allow Kyle Tucker to come back into the lineup prematurely. Let's just put it out there first and foremost, and you take ABs away from him. Hell, sit Saya. Say. I mean, for the most part, Saya didn't do squat in this game either. He went 0 for 4 at the DH position. I look at this. If you must play Willie Castro, give PCA a day off. Put Willie out there at center field. Leave Matt Shaw alone. Like don't mess with the chemistry of the hitting order. When you got something cooking and guys are starting to find their mojo, why sit them? Why? I question a lot with this organization now. If you guys tune into the Setup Man podcast, you guys know the Setup Man show. They're a great podcast too. Like I said, those guys are my buddies over there. Appreciate them so much. They do great work over there. Setup Man Kyle. Before I took over Chicago Cubs Central, I had a conversation with him through Instagram about it. But Setup Man Kyle said something. He posted a clip on X, and it was really, really eye-opening. It was also something that made me really, really think long and hard about this organization and about my critiques of Craig Counsell. What if it isn't Craig Counsell that's making these decisions? What if it goes higher than him? What if it is Jed Hoyer? What if it is Carter Hawkins? What if somebody's on that phone and they're the ones calling him saying, hey, no, put so-and-so back in the lineup. Hey, no, so-and-so needs to play today. Hey, no, sit so-and-so. What if it's somebody above him? I think the most frustrating part in that is that anytime it feels like the Chicago Cubs lately build any type of chemistry, any type of cohesiveness, any type of momentum towards becoming what they were, the next game, it's right back to the same old stuff. Craig Counsell's job is safe. $8 million for the next 5 years, he's safe. And with the new contract from Jed Hoyer, he's all but guaranteed probably another contract if he wants one, unless he wants to step away and go coach somewhere else. But when you look at this, I thought Craig Counsell was coming in to have more control, more say, more power. I thought he was going to get a deal similar to what Ben Johnson got with the Chicago Bears. I mean, y'all, Ben Johnson changed the damn color on the field in the end zones for the Bears. He said, no, make them navy. Color in the end zones. I mean, like I said, if you mean to tell me that you made Craig Counsell the highest paid manager in all of baseball just to turn around and have him be a pet project, you could have left him in Milwaukee. It clearly didn't hurt them at all because Pat Murphy's having a day over there. He's probably going to end up getting manager of the year again, unless they fall off some crazy hill. Which their record, which their season's about to get a lot tougher. Past us, it don't get much easier. And they just dropped 3 to us. They took 2, but dropped 3 to us. So, I mean, we'll just have to see what happens. But when you look at the grand scheme of things, Setup Man Kyle asked the question of what if it's not Craig? What if it's coming above Craig? And to me, that's just unacceptable. That's unacceptable. You don't hire a manager the caliber of a Craig Counsell that was touted as one of the best managers in all of baseball, and then you turned him into straight up a yes man. Craig, this is who we want playing. Yes. Craig, we don't want him to get more time. Yes. Craig, sub this guy out. Yes. Craig, put this pitcher in. Yes. But it also would make sense why they got rid of David Ross. Maybe David Ross did push back a little bit too hard. Maybe David Ross did try to kind of go against the grain a little bit with upper management. And maybe that's why Jed Hoyer flew to him and was okay with telling him, listen, we're going a different direction. What are your thoughts, guys? What are your thoughts on if management is the one that's pulling the strings, upper management, not Craig Counsell, above Craig Counsell's pay grade? What are your thoughts on if that is the true case here? That's literally what I've been thinking about all day. They got me ready with these conspiracy theories to like watch the phone now to see if like somebody's calling in on Craig, like, hey, sub this one out, put this one in the order, change this pitcher. This is stuff we'll never know unless Craig does like some type of book after he's retired. But seriously, I feel as though the Chicago Cubs' commitment to Kyle Tucker has cost them a lot of victories. I don't know if they have some type of deal underneath the table where he's already agreed to come back to the Chicago Cubs and stay here long term. I don't know if he's already signed something and it'll come out later. I mean, listen, y'all, as far as Chicago Cubs media goes, as far as Chicago media in general, outside of the Bears, I don't know another Chicago team that's upfront and honest with you. The Bulls signed Billy Donovan to a deal and didn't tell nobody. The Cubs overnight screwed the Milwaukee Brewers and stole their manager, and they re-signed Jed, and they hide injuries and don't come out with them until the end of the season. And then they're like, oh, well, why the Cubs not succeed? Oh, well, they're responsible for dealing with a core injury. Oh, Nico Horner had a wrist injury. Oh, Kyle Tucker's got a fractured freaking hand. And they don't tell you this stuff until after the season. They're not forthcoming with the media, which as a podcaster, it don't mean much to me. But like if I was working in like national media or if I was like legit every day in the clubhouse, I would be pissed. You make me look like an idiot, like I'm not doing my job when stuff comes out because Pat Murphy, the manager of the Milwaukee Brewers, had to call out that Kyle Tucker on Chicago radio airwaves had to call out and say he looks injured to me. And then the Cubs like, oh, well, yeah, I mean, yeah, he's injured, you know, yeah, that's factual, that's true. What? The commitment to Kyle Tucker may pay dividends if the Chicago Cubs do have an under the table deal with him already signed, and he already is a Chicago Cub for the foreseeable future. But if he ain't, and you've mismanaged him, and you've cost him all this money, how the hell will you get your hands on another superstar player that type of caliber? How? Because word spreads, players talk. If you think that other superstars aren't watching how you handled Cody Bellinger, how you've handled Yu Darvish, how you've handled all these other players, and you wonder why none of the Japanese talent want to come to Chicago outside of Shota and Seiya. It's another superstar hitter that's going to try to cross over this coming winter. Chicago Cubs, I'm sure I'll do episodes on it. I'm positive this winter I'll do episodes about it, and we'll talk about the potential and, oh my goodness, the do's and the hearings. But guarantee this dude ends up on the Dodgers. It's just the way it goes. Chicago Cubs, man, they are a conundrum that I don't know that we can figure out. They are, this management team is a conundrum I don't know that we can figure out. This relationship with Kyle Tucker and this love for Kyle Tucker is something I don't know we can figure out. What are you going to do with Ian Happ? You you can't tell me you're an analytics team and you look at Ian Happ's stats and tell me we have to keep this guy. You can't. You can't. Like, there's no freaking way. But you also gave him a no trade clause. So what happens? What do? You're at his mercy. But you got to make room for somebody like a Owen Casey. You didn't trade him for a reason. You got to make room for somebody like that to play. Kevin Alcantara, you got to make room for somebody like that. Mo Ballesteros is not going to be able to stay in AAA for much longer. These guys are knocking on the door, and somebody's going to have to freaking answer it and let them into the majors. And if that hurts Ian Happ's little feelings, I'm sorry, brother. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your gold gloves. Thank you for your half-ass leadership sometimes. But we're moving forward. You got studs out there that's sitting the bench. Matt Shaw and Owen Casey provided a spark for 3 games. This team looked like the old team. Coming back from being down, taking leads, not giving up, running hard. They even injected life into PCA. He was right back to his old self today. But you look at it and you're just like, my God, you see what it can be. And maybe a mix of both is needed. But guys are going to have to sacrifice to win. And I don't know that I get the inclination that Ian Happ is willing to sacrifice to win. I don't know that I get the inclination that Kyle Tucker is willing to sacrifice to win. I know Seiya Suzuki is, because he really wanted to be right field. But he saw how good Kyle Tucker was and was like, skip it. I'll DH. That's sacrifice. We'll have to see what happens, man. But listen, y'all, that's my time. Well, okay, sorry. It's not my time. I don't know why I keep trying to do that. I keep trying to end the episode before I give you guys our weekend game. So, yeah, Chicago Cubs are headed to Los Angeles to play the Anaheim Angels, who are 61-66. I'm sorry. I'll call them the Anaheim Angels. Forgive me. The Los Angeles Angels. They're headed to Anaheim to play the Los Angeles Angels. The Angels are 61-66 on the season. There is a left-hand pitcher named Tyler Anderson that the Chicago Cubs will go against on Friday. Chicago is still undecided on who is pitching Friday. It more than likely will be Cade Horton. I'm sorry, Cade Horton is pitching Saturday. We don't know who's pitching Friday yet. It's gonna be Ben Brown. Watch. I just had the revelation right then and there. Like, yep, that's gonna be Ben Brown. Or it could be the Chicago Cubs could throw a lefty out there too and put glasses. Yeah, I can't remember his name right now. They just called him back up, brought him back in. Maybe Michael Soroka is ready to be reactivated. Who knows? Oh, no, he probably not coming back to August 29th. Anyways, it'll be somebody. And like I said, so the Cubs will send somebody out there. And then the Angels are undecided on their Saturday game pitcher, which these games start late, y'all. 8:38 p.m. on Saturday, 8:38 on Friday, and then a 3:07 start time on Sunday. And then after that, we have Monday off, and then we travel to San Francisco to play the Giants, who have the exact same record as the Angels, which is hilarious. That's so funny. The Giants traded for Rafael Devers, and their record actually got worse. That's crazy to me. But the San Francisco Giants, so this is our last West Coast road trip of the year. We do Angels, Giants, Rockies to end August. So we'll do Angels this weekend. Then we'll do Giants Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then you play the Rockies Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And that'll end August. And then you head into September from there. And September, like I said, the Cubs have a favorable schedule, some winnable teams that they're going to be playing. They just got to go out and they have to execute. So we'll see what happens, man. But I appreciate you guys so much for tuning in. I'm honestly trying to decide with myself with these games being so late, if I should drop the next morning of. I probably will, especially for this Angel series. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see how the games go, how late they go. I might end up dropping recording and dropping the next morning. We'll just have to see how things go. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks so much for tuning in. Give me your thoughts below on the Chicago Cubs commitment to Kyle Tucker. Do you think that it's worthwhile, or do you think it's a waste of time to be committed to Kyle Tucker like this and allowing him to swing his way out of his injury and slump? Also, let me know your thoughts on, do you think somebody higher than Craig Counsell is pulling the strings? I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time, go Cubs, go. Peace.
Thank you for watching another episode of Chicago Cubs Central, the #1 spot for all Chicago Cubs content. Remember to like, share, subscribe for more Cubs content.